And welcome back to the Marine Corps Movie Minute, where we break down movies of the Marine Corps 1 minute at a time. This week, we're breaking down minute number 55 of Clint Eastwood's Heartbreak Ridge. Joining me this week is Billy and a very special guest, fellow Marine, Robert. Robert, why don't you tell us about yourself, man?
Hey, how's it going? Special's right on there, right? So I host a show called History of the Marine Corps. So the topic is in the name. So we chronologically cover United States military history, but through the eyes of the Marine Corps. So this movie's perfect.
Outstanding. Yeah, that's good stuff too. And we talk about it every once in a while. On this little fine endeavor about various things about the Marine Corps. Mainly, the more interesting, fun stuff. Not the not always the bad stuff, but it comes up from time to time. So anyway, Billy, how you doing this week, man?
I'm doing good. I was going to say, whenever we do any history type stuff, it's always suspect whatever we're saying.
Oh yeah, it's not like we know what the fuck we're talking about. No, not even a little bit. Nope. Very little research goes into it, and Billy does most of it.
Yeah, well, I'll try to help out if I can.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. So this episode, it starts off with the Marines of Recon getting ready to do a little training, and it ends with a scene of Gunny at Roy's bar. So I guess let's go ahead and dig into this.
My note said immediately it begins with some friendly fire.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to leave with the punchline.
Right. We didn't obviously do last minute yet. It's we're not talking about last minute, but that's where they first are entering into combat town. So we're basically picking up right as they're kind of just nonchalantly walking into I guess I would say a combat training exercise.
Yeah.
They seem ill prepared, if is maybe the best way. They're just kind of casually walking in. Of course, Gunny starts shooting live ammo at Lieutenant Ring.
Yeah. That's what we call an attention getter.
Yeah, right. Happens all the time. Yeah. I noticed that he wasn't wearing the sling, right? He needed a little bit more practice on that, but yeah, that is.
Yeah, I know. So unless something is completely incorrect, I think I actually trained at that combat town.
It looks like San Diego. Is it Camp Pendleton?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. It's there was only one combat town that I was ever aware of, and it was part of MCT or School of Infantry. It's right at the base of what I think they called Mount Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think that's the exact same training facility, if you want to call it that we did Mount and like urban patrolling and some of those other little classes. So when I'm watching this scene, I'm always looking to see if there's anything I actually remember, or if I'm just imagining those buildings from days of my youth.
Yeah, those hills, all of them had pretty good names. So
yeah, they do. The Reaper, Mike was Iron Mike. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Good stuff.
And we always joke too that it's supposed to be Camp Lejeune.
Yeah.
We look at it and we're like, I don't remember all those mountains back on Camp Lejeune.
Yeah. The highest mound of dirt you're going to find is probably, if you're lucky, a sand dune somewhere.
I had, made a note that even like just as something as simple as MCT, they had us, clearing doors and stuff like that. And Recon being Recon, or this Recon, I should say, they just are kind of casually strolling in. I do think it's funny that he immediately shoots at Lieutenant Ring because if you recall in previous minutes, he got busted out of that organization for punching an officer. So that's kind of like escalating. He went from punching his previous officer to now shooting at the current one.
Yeah. So
that's a step up.
Right.
Yeah. What in crime shows, was it the escalation of was it the crime? He's like, you don't ever start with the murder, you start with other things first.
Right. Exactly.
A little minor assault.
Lieutenant Ring seems like a halfway decent guy too, but
yeah, he's gonna get zipped by fucking Gunny.
Now, if you notice too, he's the last to take cover too.
Yeah. I I think Recon probably they're already kind of nervous about Gunny. They're kind of, they've already been shot at once.
That's true. Yeah.
And as we know, he's certifiable.
Yeah, he's certifiable.
The platoon does a pretty good job. Like I said, I was, giving them a hard time for just kind of strolling into their training situation lackadaisically, but once he starts shooting, they take cover pretty quick, and they all kind of do their best. That's why it stands out. The Lieutenant Ring kind of dances in the street, almost like
Yeah.
like it's a western, and they got shooting, dance.
Yeah. And that might be reason too why Gunny kind of singled him out, is because he was just kind of bebopping around without his rifle out.
Yeah, it could be it. Yeah, and they
it's
remembered
like,
the previous lesson about the AK-47, so that's ingrained in them now.
yeah. So now the Recon Marines are going out there with their rifles because they never know when they may get shot at by especially their own gunnery sergeant.
Which we've speculated that's something that would probably get him kicked out in today's Corps.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It probably back then too.
Yeah, I was going to say probably back then
possibly
too.
even summarily executed.
Or he would have quietly retired.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Especially being a Medal of Honor winner. Yeah.
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 Lieutenant Ring immediately is like, "Good God, what was that?"
I think that would have been my reaction too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like you said, these, like Perry said, these guys know that Gunny's crazy and he's already done it once. Lieutenant Ring has no idea.
No. Yeah.
And we joked that the first time Gunny did this, it's amazing he didn't accidentally shoot or kill several of the Marines, because he was shooting right at them. He shot the branch that basically they were all standing in front of.
Yeah. You see the impacts hitting their feet.
Yeah.
80s movie magic. I remember when we were in MCT, when they were saying the difference between cover and concealment. A bush is concealment. It is not cover.
Yeah.
But in 80s movies magic, we've already discussed that if they can't see you in camera, apparently the character can't hear you talk or can't see you. And apparently tree branches will stop bullets.
Oh, well, not to mention, well, it's like any 80s movie where or not 80s, any movie where it's like they dive over the couch to avoid getting shot.
Yeah.
My couch doesn't have steel plating in it. I'm going to get shot if I'm behind this couch.
Yeah. I love the move where they flip over the table. Yeah, and that seems to stop everything.
Yeah. It's a card table.
Yeah. Bought at IKEA. It's going to fall apart. Don't worry.
You should try that sometime.
Yeah. Random gunfire in the house.
I'm sure. Well, yeah. Hey, it's quarantine time. People are going to get bored. You got to try.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do this at home if anybody's listening. That's bad advice.
And anybody that's suit happy, Brian Lockhart said that. Brian, BRY.
Right. I do not represent the thoughts of the Marine Corps Movie Minute. Don't sue
just a
guess. These opinions do not reflect the policies of the owners and operators of therefore blah 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 legalese.
Yeah, there you go. It's that word therefore. You got it.
Therefore, yeah, I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. Jack Perry, Esquire, attorney at law.
You tell him you mean business.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Lieutenant Ring asked about what that was, the platoon as a whole, they learned something from their last experience. Lance Corporal Frigetti starts off with, it's an AK-47 rifle. Profile chimes in, it's the preferred weapon of our enemy. And Collins recites, and it makes a distinctive sound when fired at you. And I like Lieutenant Ring's response. He's got a smile the whole time. He almost seems like it's like the best thrill of his life. Like, you feel alive being shot at. And he goes, yes, it does, or it certainly does, or whatever. The guy's just so happy all the time.
You notice the Ponte's there, right?
Yes.
It's the first time I've seen him since he was first introduced. His return is brought with gunfire.
Well, we saw him when he was rappelling, and he was talking about.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah.
We'll let the cat out of the bag. We're kind of doing these couple minutes out of order because we are hopefully have the last 3 minutes
Surprise.
a surprise. Well, by now everybody will already know the surprise. And is it past us or future us? I'm confused now. But anyways,
we're time travelers. 1.21 gigawatts.
Aponte does come running in late, and we can talk about it now because we already talked about it then that we haven't talked about yet. But anyways, he comes running into formation late, like they're already ready to go, and he's running in, throwing his cover on, getting in his spot. So yeah, he's got something going on outside of everything else. So yeah, so he's here, and actually I noticed Swede's here with him too. So
oh yeah,
he goes up with Keone's.
Yep. You see him, big motherfucker too. Jesus Christ,
yeah, that guy's huge. Yeah,
towers over everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, Clint Eastwood's a big dude, and he makes Clint Eastwood look small. You know?
Yeah, tiny.
You guys got anything else about Combat Town you want to touch on?
No,
I'm good on my end.
Yeah, I don't have anything productive to add.
I tried to look up some info about, the difference between Camp Lejeune and Camp Pendleton's, Combat Town, and there really wasn't a lot of information online. I did find a website where you could kind of book use of it, and you had to download some forms, and they were all like no link found. So I was like, well, and it was on the Marine Corps webpage too. I thought, well, that's no good.
Yeah.
So I was like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, outside of the training that we did, all the other times that I was close to that area, it was empty. Like most of the time, it doesn't seem like it's used for much. Probably just the random SOI. Well, SOI is probably doing a little bit more than just Combat Town, or they probably have a much better training facility. But like MCT, we spent a day or two there, maybe more. I don't know, shit, it's been 20 something years ago, 24, 25, too fucking long.
Yeah, math is hard.
Listen, man, I was a Marine. If I was good at math, I'd be working for NASA or shit, anybody else.
Target.
Yeah. Hey. I actually did work for Target for a little while. Asshole.
Target's not a sponsor of us, so we can say whatever we want till they decide to sponsor
you just
us.
blew it. You just blew it.
I went to Camp Geiger for MCT. We were only there a day or two, like you said. It was like a day or two for the Combat Town. And we had the little muzzle suppressors on.
Yep.
When I went through MCT, it was a little different because I graduated November 10th, and then they gave us an extended leave. Obviously, they charged us this leave, so I was home through. Yeah, they didn't give it to me.
They didn't give you shit.
They allowed us to stay on leave. Let's put it like that, because Thanksgiving was coming up, so I did extended leave. Or maybe I had I spent a week with my recruiter. I don't remember. I spent time with him. I can't remember if I did it officially or unofficially. Either way, so then we went to MCT literally like right after Thanksgiving. And, we were supposed to graduate maybe a couple days after Christmas, but they wanted to get all the instructors home. So they brought S1 out to the field so everybody could apply for more leave so they could go and get their orders for their next duty station with leave so that we could go home for Christmas. And I remember it was like 2 a.m. We're out in the field, and we were all just basically sleeping on each other while, because we had already taken care of like our orders while everybody had to take their turn. So basically what happened, long story short, they were trying to speed up the training a little bit so that everybody could get, everybody would go home for Christmas. Like we didn't have the norm. So when we went to like do like Combat Town or whatever, yeah, they had us go through and do whatever. But then they kind of just left us to our own devices. And they were like, yeah, here's a bunch of blanks. Go in there and do this. And I remember guys were taking the muzzle suppressors off, and they were like shooting in like the buildings, and it was so fucking loud. And of course the flash is, it's huge, and and I mean, bunch of dummies we were. Nobody was supervising us, and I was like,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was kind of funny. Yeah.
Do you guys have to do bang when you run out of your one or two?
Oh, yeah, butter jam, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Bang. Yeah. It was like, what is this? Are we back on the block playing guns now? Is that what this is? Bang bang, but no, I got you. You're dead.
Right.
I think there was some actual conversations that sounded a lot like that.
No, you wing me. No, it was.
Yeah, no, man, no. Your aim is, yeah. You only shot marksman. I shot expert. I got you. You're dead.
I forgot about that. Bang bang. Yeah, you sweep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you sweep the
And there's
room.
nothing
Bang,
quite
bang.
like, it's nothing quite like doing like exercise patrols, and you see like this mob of Marines come over the crest of the top of a hill, going bang, 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 bang. It's just like, what? What is this shit?
Yeah,
America's 911.
I think you hit the nail on the head with the arguments. That was the best part, just hearing people argue.
Yeah.
Like you're a
No,
kid
I
again.
got you. Yeah, no, I hit you with a grenade. You're dead. What was that, a boom?
I had armor on. You couldn't get me.
Yeah. Well, we're playing pretend. Oh, I got you with a laser. It was a armor-piercing laser. Yeah.
Now, granted, MCT is a very basic like training for us, but it's so funny that like I think of like the United States military, the best
Yeah.
of the best, that type of thing, and then it's like bang bang, and you're just
That's why Marines fight so viciously. They're pissed off at all the shit training they get sometimes.
Yeah, they just happen to have ammunition. Yeah.
Yeah. I get to do this one time. I'm going to kill this motherfucker. I'm going to end this argument right now. He's dead.
There was that one episode of South Park where the kids were playing like detective or something, and there was a real firefight, and everybody's getting killed around them, but they're walking in with just their finger guns going bang, 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 bang.
Doing a little finger banging.
Yeah, that's us basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. MCT, yeah, would give us the 50 cal. You only get, what was it, like 5-10 rounds?
Yeah.
It's gone in less than a second. Just press the trigger, it's gone.
Dum, 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 dum. That shit was fun though, man.
Yeah, except when the buffaloes came by.
I think you trained out at Pendleton too.
I did, yeah. The buffaloes and the tortoises, yep.
Yeah. Don't kill it, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, they warned us about the buffalo too when we were doing land nav. Like, listen, don't fuck with that buffalo. It may look like it's slow, but it will beat you to the objective and fuck you when you get there. I was like, all right, buffalo's out. We couldn't kill scorpions. I found a scorpion, and I had a DI slap my hand for trying to kill it. There were big spiders, all kinds of. Apparently it's a wildlife preserve. I'm like, that's a hell of a place to put a wildlife preserve.
Yeah.
Crazy tortoises. It's California, man.
In the middle of a range, yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting Mark 19s and 50 cals, but here's some buffalo.
Yeah. Thunk, 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 thunk. Yeah.
Well, here everybody was hoping they would eat good that night.
If you've never had it, buffalo is the real deal, man. It's just delicious.
It is. Yep.
All right, you guys want to talk about Roy Jennings and Aggie, or?
Nah, fuck Roy. He's a dick.
No, actually, he's not getting.
Not tonight.
Yeah, cramps.
What a transition! That was a great transition. Okay, cut to the Palace Inn.
Yeah.
Roy's locking up. Waitresses leave. Aggie's one of them. He's like, "Oh, wait up, Aggie. I'm gonna follow you home. Not tonight. You're not." Or no,
Yeah.
she goes, "No, you go out. I got some pain. Oh, I got it. Not tonight. You don't."
Sweet under her breath, yeah.
Yeah. Which she has a couple good lines, especially in these next minutes or so. She makes me laugh. We were discussing previously about how their relationship part of the movie is not really the best or the strongest bit of the movie.
Yeah.
And there's certain scenes where she's just the worst, but she's pretty great in these few minutes, I think.
Yeah.
I like some of her give and take with Gunny. She kind of gets the better of him, I think, in these next little minutes.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was just kind of curious too, because granted, I mean, you kind of have to be a little bit of an asshole to be on Roy Jennings' side. He didn't seem like he did anything wrong, and she's kind of giving him a cold shoulder. Maybe she was the problem in that relationship. Maybe she really was riding Gunny's ass a little bit more than necessary.
Well, the way this movie plays, it does seem like she's giving him an excuse why she doesn't want him coming home.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there was any ill intent behind it other than just not tonight,
Yeah. Well, that's your take. I like my take better.
Well, maybe you're honest. This is why we have a healthy debate on this podcast.
Apparently, you just don't like Gunny Highway enough.
Yeah, Roy Jennings is, he's proven to be such a nice guy. So,
Well, yeah.
I had a question though. Obviously, I think she's kind of just giving an excuse. I don't really think she's having menstrual pains.
No.
How old do we think Aggie's supposed to be? I forget. I mentioned Marsha Mason's age in the past. I can't remember, but she's definitely. I think she's like 12 years younger than Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood was like 54 or 56 when he filmed this movie. I mean, he's not a young guy. He's great shape for his age, but he's not young. And we did the math, and his age does kind of work if you factor in that he got out of the service for a few years and then came back in.
Right.
And there's a comment later that they were in high school together. So she's got to be the same age, even though the actress is younger.
Yeah.
She's 54 to 57 years old. Is she still going to be having?
No, I don't think so.
That's a good point. Man, nope. Deep.
Nope. I'm not one putting. I don't want to be too indelicate about this, but I bet the inside of that thing looks like King Tut's tomb.
If she's 54 to 57, she looks great. Obviously, she's the actress.
Oh, she held up well. So did Elizabeth Hurley. I'm just saying.
You're right. But yeah, I sort of think so. Maybe Roy's just dumb.
That could also be the case.
So like she just mentions that, and he gets uncomfortable, and he's like, "Okay, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know."
Yeah. You know what though? You do bring up a very good point, because I didn't even think about it. I mean, all this time I just kind of ignored it, kind of played it off for what it was, and didn't even think about it. However, yeah, that's a strong point. It's like, wait a minute. Dr. Billy to the rescue. Wait. Carry the one. No. This math doesn't that up.
I got to answer the real questions. I'm getting to the bottom of the serious stuff here. Because if there's one thing I know, it's women, right? No, I was legitimately asking you guys. Do you think? Because I don't know.
No, I mean, I didn't even take it into consideration, but that's a great point. So I'm with you. I think she might be past that part of her life, but who knows?
Yeah. Everybody matures at different rates, so who knows? That's the thing. That's something I never would have thought of if we weren't breaking this down minute by minute. But it's like you get a nugget of information from 1 minute, plants a seed in your head for a later minute when you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
The movie's been a lie this whole time.
Just a damn minute.
I've learned a lot doing this podcast about this movie, and apparently what I've learned is I don't listen very well, and I just make up lines of dialogue that I thought I heard.
But that is funny. I wouldn't say how true it is, but that is funny.
I will. There's actually, I'll bring it up in the next, I think it's the next minute, another misheard line, but one I figured out on my own years before doing this podcast. Gunny's still in Sergeant Major Chuzu's truck. Apparently he just mooches it from his buddy the whole time.
No, the cops are looking for it. It's reported stolen. Gunny's like, man, I don't know. I left the keys in it, parked it out there in your spot. The spot that said Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
Your spot. Yeah.
I guess he doesn't realize that Aggie caught him because he's sitting there stalking her, as we
Mm,
call it, casual stalking, and it seems like he sees her, see him, like when he looks up and he's reading a magazine, but then he seems totally shocked when she comes up and kind of gives him a little jab of, "Oh, you still know what a lady loves to hear."
yeah. Yeah, I am kind of curious what Gunny was just doing sitting there. Like, was he, no, man, none of that makes any sense. Why is he sitting in the parking lot reading that damn magazine?
Yeah, I always assumed he was just waiting for her, but yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, he might have been. I mean, that's the one thing that makes the most sense, but, uh,
There was another minute where he kind of did that, but he didn't have an interaction with her. He just saw her and he left.
yeah.
I'm always wondering if it's, I mean, that's something like a teenage boy or girl would do to somebody they have a crush on or broke up with. It's like, I'm gonna go, you know, spy on him or whatever it is he's doing, but not a 57-year-old man, you know.
Yeah. Tapping on her window.
I do wonder after, he saw her previously though, if maybe he's trying to find a way. Like obviously, if he goes into the Palace Inn again, he's already had a run in with Roy Jennings, probably trying to
Yeah.
avoid any further conflict.
Yeah. Be the adult.
Right, and not put her in a bad situation or in the middle or any of that crap. But I do wonder if he's just like trying to find an opening and he's not really sure how to do it, so he's just kind of like waiting, but she caught him, you know?
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe he's just hung up on her and he's just casually stalking her. I don't know. Like it doesn't seem like there's any ill intent behind it, but it's just it's a little weird. I do think it's funny though that she catches him and he looks shocked. Like the look on his face is like, "What?"
Whatever do you mean, madam?
Yeah, maybe you're onto something with that whole the schoolboy thing. I mean, when did he go to the Korean War? That was, how old was he? 20?
Yeah, we speculate about
21?
20 years old. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
based everything off of Clint Eastwood's real age, and he would have been 20 at the time of the Korean War, or 2021 at about the time that Heartbreak Ridge took place.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, maybe he's just we're going deep with psychology on that one. Maybe he's reliving his childhood that
Yeah, that he never
going
had.
to the
Yeah.
war.
Um, yeah, it's hard to say, but next minute gets more into their little back and forth. I think though, yeah, she does seem amused that, or was it him that seemed amused? Oh, because that's what it was. I just have amused written down, and I'm like, what does that mean? But it's because he says sensual communication, meaningful partnership, and then he's like Panther piss, and that's when he has a little smirk, and that's when she catches him, and he's like zoinks, you know.
Yowzas.
Let's finish this minute. We'll and jump on into next minute, and we'll talk more about their back and forth. I guess.
Yeah.
How's that
Sounds
sound?
good. Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds ducky.
Well, before we say goodbye, Robert, do you want to just plug where people can find your podcast or find you or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, yeah. So the podcast is anywhere. You could download podcasts. So just look for History of the Marine Corps. We're on Facebook and Twitter at Marine History, and on Instagram at History of the Marines. And we also have a website. So it's called historyofthemarinecorps.com. And there you could find all the references used for each episode, as well as subscribe to the newsletter and just find out pretty much anything Marine Corps related. We also started something. It's a relationship map. So we're trying to tie connections between Marine Corps histories and traditions to characters, to people and places and important events, and just so you could get
Oh,
a
right on.
visualization of it. So yeah, that's up there too. It's a work in progress, but yeah, stop by often.
Man, that's very cool. That is very cool.
I've been listening to the podcast. I'm only a few episodes in. I'm in the Revolutionary War, and I find it fascinating. I enjoy it. I did not know that about the that project, and that sounds amazing. I want to check
Yeah,
that out.
yeah, I
That's a
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. The American Revolution was something that it's kind of what kicked this whole thing off, right? So boot camp, you hear about Samuel Nicholas and about the birth of the Marine Corps, but you never really hear about what Marines actually did in the American Revolution. So it kind of sparked my interest and what motivated me to go down this route. And man, it's fascinating. And the stories you hear about the Marines and what they don't really push, and what many people don't take into consideration, is we were fighting the most powerful navy in the world, and the United States had nothing. We didn't have a navy. We hardly had a military. So just going against such a superior force, and just the action by the Marines and sailors, it's just phenomenal, right? Just more stories should be told about that era, but they're not. So it's definitely an interesting time.
That's very cool, man. Yeah, I gotta check that out too because I like Marine Corps history. I like American history, but I specifically I'm fascinated with Marine Corps history because you know, earned that title, so it's kind of know where you came from. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, you got that pride, right? There's something. I think it's common with all Marines. You have that extra little bit of love there for the Marine Corps history,
Yep.
that pride for the people who came before us.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Very cool.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about this minute before we tell everybody goodbye?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a good minute, man. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Can you come back for next minute?
Oh, I'll be here.
All right, great.
Look forward to it, man.
Well, all right. Let's just ask the folks to come back on Wednesday, May 20th, when we do minute 56. Well, Panther piss. Yeah, I don't have an outro line this time. So
Okay, good. I was wondering how you were going to do that. And I think we found it.
I usually try to come up with something from the minute, and usually I butcher it. And you would think I'd write it down, but I never do. Well, Panther piss.
I love that line.
It's pretty great.